Hey, Chargers fans, listen up. Big news is breaking and it's got everyone talking. 4 major moves just shook things up in LA. One of them could change the way our defense plays. Another brings in 2 young players nobody saw coming. Under the radar, but full of potential. And right in the middle of it all, a possible future star stepping into the spotlight. Is this all just a coincidence, or the beginning of something big? Oh, and there's a draft pick flying way under the radar. Some are already calling it the steal of the year. But before we dive into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tap the bell icon so you never miss the latest Chargers updates. Let's keep the Bolt gang growing. Now, back to the action. Some signings make noise. Others? They slip in quietly, but their impact is massive. And for a defense that's been bleeding on the ground, any help against the run is a huge deal. That's where Folorunso Fatukasi comes in. Not a flashy name, maybe not one you've heard much, but this guy delivers. Since 2019, he's been one of the best at plugging the middle. 63 career starts, rock solid, and in 2020, he ranked as the second-best interior lineman in the entire NFL when it came to stopping the run. That's elite. That 2024 season? Not his finest. But even then, Folorunso Fatukasi gave us flashes, moments that showed he's still got the fire. He's not a guy with a long list of tricks. He does one thing, and does it well. He stops the run cold. And for a Chargers defense that struggled to shut down the ground game, that skill is gold. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Bolts gave up over 117 rushing yards per game last season. That's not terrible, but it's not nearly good enough for a team aiming to compete at the top. If you want to win late in the year, you have to be able to stop the run. Period. Now imagine this. Jamie Campbell, the rookie with promise, learning and growing on one side of the line. Right next to him, a veteran like Fatukasi, battle-tested, strong, and smart. He doesn't just fill space, he controls it. That's how you build depth. And depth is what wins games when the season wears on. And guess what? This isn't even a big-budget move. Fatukasi could come in on a 1-year deal for less than $4 million. The Chargers have plenty of room to make that happen. It's smart, it's affordable. And more than anything, it's strategic. It's also a message. Bringing in a guy like this tells the locker room. No one's job is safe. You earn your snaps. It's not just about age or experience. It's about who can deliver. And Fatukasi, he brings consistency. He brings toughness. And he brings an identity this defense badly needs, because the truth is, winning starts up front. And right now, that front needs to get a whole lot tougher. Every NFL season, some of the best stories come from the players no one saw coming, and the Chargers may have just found 2 of them. First up is Oronde Gadsden II. This guy's a 6'5" tight end who quietly put up back-to-back 900-yard seasons at Syracuse. That kind of production doesn't happen by accident. Scouts said he was one of the last true top-tier tight ends in the draft, and the Chargers didn't wait around. They made a move and grabbed him in the 5th round. A bold and smart decision. Gadsden isn't just big, he's built to win matchups. Over the middle of the field, in tight spaces, and especially in the red zone, he's a problem for defenders. And the best part? He fits perfectly in Greg Roman's offensive system. Roman knows how to turn tight ends into serious weapons. With Gadsden stretching the field, Donald Parham Jr. handling short yardage, and Trey McKitty blocking, this tight end group just got a serious upgrade. And Justin Herbert? He just got another target that defenses won't know how to handle. But the surprise doesn't stop there. The second name is even more under the radar, Raheim "Rocket" Sanders. He wasn't drafted, but don't let that fool you. This guy ran wild in the SEC, stacking over 3,000 yards in his college career. Coaches say when he's healthy, he explodes, and the numbers back that up. He's 216 pounds, runs a 4.47, and hits the hole like a hammer. Yes, The Chargers already brought in Omari Hampton early and have Hassan Haskins for special teams. But Rocket Sanders brings something different. He's got the size and speed combo that fits exactly what Coach Harbaugh wants. Downhill runners with vision and burst. If he shines in training camp, don't be surprised if he forces his way into the rotation, and maybe even pushes out someone like Kamani Vidal. This backfield suddenly looks deep, fast, and dangerous. Sometimes the biggest threats are the ones no one sees coming. That's what makes Oronde Gadsden II and Raheem Rocket Sanders so exciting. They're not just new faces. They represent a shift in mindset. The Chargers are no longer playing it safe. They're swinging for the fences, chasing players with raw ability, untapped potential, and something to prove. It's risky, but it's how you find the game changers, the ones who go from overlooked to unstoppable. And in the right system, guys like these don't just play, they take over. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Every team faces this moment eventually. A legend reaches the twilight of his career. For the Chargers, that legend is Khalil Mack. A fierce, dominant force off the edge, Mack has terrorized quarterbacks for years. But time moves fast in the NFL, and the team knows it needs to find his successor before the torch hits the ground. That next man up might already be in the building. Kyle Kennard. Explosive, fast, relentless. Kennard may have been a fourth-round pick, but don't let that fool you. He plays like a first-rounder. He won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, given to the best defensive player in college football. Past winners include names like Aaron Donald and Luke Ketchley, players who reshaped defenses. Kennard put up eye-popping numbers at South Carolina, including a conference-leading 15 sacks last year. He came within inches of breaking Jadavian Clowney's school record. Every game, he was a problem. Speed, power, and pure chaos off the edge. And here's the bigger picture. The Chargers had the 7th worst pressure rate in the NFL last season. Even with Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu fighting hard every snap, the defense needed more juice, more fire, more disruption. That's exactly what Kennard brings. He's not just depth, he's a threat waiting to explode. Kyle Kennard didn't waste any time, he made it clear. He's coming for that starting job, and it's not just words. The tape backs him up. Scouts see it. Dane Brugler from The Athletic even called him one of the most dangerous pass rushers in obvious passing downs. That kind of praise doesn't come cheap. Sure, he's got areas to grow. He's still learning how to anchor against the run. His pass rush moves could use more variety, but let's be honest, if he had all that figured out already, he'd never have made it to round 4. What he does have is rare. Explosive upside, raw power, and a motor that never stops. Picture this: Khalil Mack on one side, Tuli Tuipulotu on the other, and Kennard rotating in. Fresh legs, full speed, and a chip on his shoulder. Add a new coaching staff determined to build a defense with bite, and you've got a recipe for something dangerous. This isn't just about filling a spot. It's about preserving an identity. The Chargers' pass rush has been their pride, their weapon, their attitude. Kennard could be the one to carry that forward. If everything clicks, the defense doesn't fade. It evolves. Now, let's switch gears and talk about a possible steal in the secondary. R.J. Mickens. He was taken in the 6th round, but don't let that fool you. This guy plays with the heart of a first-rounder. At Clemson, Mickens was a vocal leader, a student of the game, and a steady force in one of the country's toughest defensive units. He reads plays like a veteran, reacts fast, and never backs down from contact. Here's the kicker. Pro Football Focus had Mickens ranked 108th overall, not just among safeties, but across the entire draft class. The Chargers got him at pick 214. That's not luck. That's smart scouting and precision drafting. And with an 89.8 PFF grade last season, Mickens brings both brains and impact to the back end of the defense. This isn't a depth move. It's a chess piece waiting to be played. This isn't buzz. This is real production backed by real film. And here's something else. R.J. Mickens didn't just learn football in college, he grew up in it. His father, Ray Mickens, played in the NFL for nearly a decade. R.J. knows the pressure, understands the lifestyle, and brings that football DNA into a Chargers secondary that desperately needs young talent and long-term solutions. The fact that both of the Chargers' final draft picks were safeties, that's not random. That's Jim Harbaugh making a statement. He's rebuilding the defensive backfield from the ground up. It won't happen overnight, but Mickens has a real shot. Sixth-round picks don't get handed starting roles, but if he brings the same energy and sharp instincts to training camp that he showed at Clemson, the coaches won't be able to keep him on the sideline. This front office isn't chasing attention. They're chasing value. Every pick, every move, they're zeroing in on players who can contribute, not just fill out the roster. And with Mickens, they may have done more than fill a gap. They might have landed a game-changer. Right now, he's just another name buried deep on a draft list. But don't expect that to last.